Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth. 144. Chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence of it all. Reporting to you live, and direct from nowhere other than dimension number 5. Happy new moon in Virgo, Libra equinox. Like, we just right there on the cusp. We're closing out the, let's say, the window that we were in. I call it the new moon window that we were in. We're also closing out the season of solar plexus as we enter into a new season. When it comes to the chakra seasons, we are now entering into the heart chakra season. So there's a little story to tell here. We are walking from the yellow brick road into the emerald city, from the yellow into the green, from the solar plexus into the heart. So I'm going to share some of this chakra light up information, because that's how it's been coming. A lot of what's happening is really pointing to what has been going on in this season that we were in this past summer in our solar plexus, what was happening in the solar plexus. Ashe. So before I get into that, let me just do a little housekeeping. All right, Ashe. And that is that the 5D calendars are still available. We still have some ready. Thank you for those of you who place your orders. Go ahead, you can, if you want to order one, you can order it at akilahtextri@gmail.com, and the link will be below or in the description, where you can get your 5D calendar. And if you do, you'll be able to see within there, within the 5D calendar. By the way, for those of you who do purchase a 5D calendar, you will be able to enter the calendar workshop, to register in the calendar workshop for a discounted price. Okay? And so when you look in there, for those of you who have it, you'll see in this month that we're in the Virgo season, the Virgo, which is the month of Set, you'll see there are 2 new moons, one in the beginning of the month at 0 degrees and one at the end of the month at 29 degrees. So that is the new moon window that we were in, and this is new moon in Virgo. So there was a Virgo window happening that was calling for organization, that was calling for truth of service, that is calling for true health, mental health, body health, and in the truth of it, returning to the health in the earth, returning to the earth for our health needs, things like that. Finding what true prescriptions from Mother Earth are, if that makes sense. So a lot is happening that is peeling away the illusions of identities. This has to do with the solar plexus, the identity of who we are. And so this new moon has been, and this, it also are in the ecliptic window. So this new moon is highlighting so much to us with the power of the eclipse. We have this new moon window, we have the ecliptic window, we have the 999 portal. Like, September was just loaded, right? Let me not just say September. The month of Asar, or the month of Virgo, was loaded, and it's still loaded. We had Mercury lined up with the sun, with the south node. Like, our nodes are in place, and that is all due to the eclipse. The north node and south node goes hand in hand with the eclipse. So there's a lot that is pulling us to the next level. And I want to speak to the 144. The 144 is really coming online in a way that in a way that feels strange. You know, you may feel like you're falling off, but you're really falling, right? You're not falling, you're really ascending. You're coming into another level. You're coming into a realization of how to navigate with these gifts that you have. And the most important thing that I'm noticing is that we are here to recognize truth. Obviously, right? Truth, love that lights the truth always. Not in a way to defend it. As I always say, the truth needs no defending. I used to call myself a defender of truth, but not anymore, because the truth needs no defending. It's just for us to stand in truth, Ashe, and to amplify the authenticity in the vibratory field. We're calling forth more authenticity. We are seeing the inauthentic ones much more clearly through the smiles, through the charades, through the stories. It's so straight shooter sharp. And so it's so sharp that you could feel like you kind of losing it, because the everyday average person definitely is not seeing it, and they will make you feel like you hoo-hoo, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But we know better than that, right? And so with that, as I say that, what came to mind, I guess I'm going to just say it right now while I'm here, is honoring my rose, a rose for my rose. And this is in honor of a dear loved one that has transitioned. And even that, you see transitions differently. We're experiencing the detachment a little bit differently, but it does have to go through our human mind-body complex, and you lose the thing that you thought was there. It's like, this is no longer there. This perception that you have, this projection, if you will, in the simulation that we call our lives, is no longer there. And it's allowing yourself, like, having healthy grieving is honoring what you know about that person, what you love about that person. Also respecting the transition of times right now, because whenever there are high cosmic influx like right now, there is some type of purging that is happening. So it's an understanding of that, and it's like, oh wow, you know, she got caught up in that. This was a dear aunt of mine, like an extended aunt, and hadn't seen her in a while. So it kind of brings to home of understanding the connections and how we're connected. And it even feels like, you know, since I didn't see her in a while, you don't really feel the hit of it so much, because it's like, okay, I always knew she was there, and it's the same way now. I always know she is there. It's the same way with all of our loved ones, just sharing some insights, you know, as this was happening, because the passing was a couple weeks ago, but the actual service just took place, and you know, that's when it all comes up, when you're at a service. So in the service, as we're speaking about service, you're recognizing how you have been of service, how this person has serviced you, and you're thankful for the service. You're thankful for when you can see true service, right? And this is the honor I had in recognizing that this was a person that showed no judgment. You know, no judgment to me as a child, knew me before I was born, no judgment. And that was being played back to me. And it's a reminder of, this is how we have to be. So in honor of her, the person that she was, my dear Aunt Rosie, called her Auntie Rosie, is that we don't have to have judgment. We see the differences. We see where people, you see the truth in them, and you just smile. And, you know, I'm not saying play nonchalant. I'm not saying act like you don't see, but smile and say, okay, I recognize what this is. And it helps you to be stronger in your identity of who you are. So this solar plexus part, which brings me to how we're coming out of the solar plexus, walking down the yellow brick road. Like, this is a really good, you know, to parallel the story of Dorothy. And I was like, wow, this was some like chakra interplay here. You're walking down the yellow brick road trying to find out who you are, right? Tin Man trying to find a heart, the crow trying to find a brain, the lion trying to find his courage, and Dorothy trying to find a home, when all along home was right there. All you had to do was click 3 times. 3 times. 3's a charm. All we had to do was find our creative completion. That's what that says metaphysically. So while we're walking down the yellow brick road, we're walking through our solar plexus, and we're gaining the identities that we need, the identity, true identity within ourselves. It also is pointing to how we're not to be caught up in old identities, how we're not to be caught up in what they have said, what we've been programmed or told to be. This is the fight that I've seen people kind of coming through. All the things that are coming up to you, it's because the illusions are happening to break the perception of who you think you are, what you've held caught up in your identity and had this identity leading the way. And now it's time for that to fall away, if it has in fact fallen away for those who are at that level, especially speaking to the 144. The things that are happening is so that we can realize it is not to move out of this form of identity anymore. We've been walking through this past season, dealing with everything that is targeting our identity, hitting at our identity, sculpting our identity is a better way to put it, because it's chiseling away what we no longer need. And it needs, for us to chisel it away, things have to happen to show us these experiences in life. Look at those experiences as the chisel, right? And the sculptor, you are the sculptor. You in co-creation with the divine is sculpting away you and the co-creator, you as the co-creator with creation itself is sculpting away, chiseling away, and the cosmos are lining up in a way that it is definitely helping us. You can kind of look at it like that, like the cosmos are the ones that's like really, which is all creation, is all God, is all great order of divinity, and it's chiseling away. And it's by the design of you. It's chiseling according to what you have set up for you. The chisel is going according to your, curves, your perimeters, the way you have set things up, the decisions that you've made. You make a certain decision and the chisel goes this way. You make another decision and the chisel goes this way. Right? So the universe is really helping. It's placing things like this is where it is, and it's these energies that are happening, but according to where you are. This is the grace of the divine. This is the grace of God, that it is where you are. And this is why it's important to find where we are, who we are, how we are being, identity. And we're leaving that point now of where we're doing things strictly out of our identity, and we're moving into the heart.